Welcome to this webinar on streamlining your contract management with Zoho One. The agenda of the webinar would be to give you a brief overview of Zoho One and to introduce one of the products in the legal category called as Zoho Contracts. We'll give you a quick demo of Zoho Contracts and then we will answer your question. So let me introduce Zoho One to you and let me guide you on why Zoho One is called as the operating system for businesses. So we started in the year 2017. Then we had 30 plus applications when we released it, and currently we have over 50 plus applications and services that are available in Zoho One. All of these 50 plus applications are tightly integrated with one another, not just those applications, but also we have extensive integrations with third-party and multi-vendor applications as well. So even though we built our integrations and it worked really well, we found some gaps in them. So that's why we decided to unify all the applications. I hope this is a better visual representation of the unification. So how we built is that first we built our infrastructure. That is all the servers that we have, the data centers that we have, the hardwares that we use, the storage that we have. We unified everything. So everything is controlled and managed by us. Next, we unified the platforms, we unified the services that are available across all 50 applications. I will show all the services to you in a minute. We unified the look and feel of the applications that is available, so the user feels more friendly towards the UI, and we also unified the platforms in which our applications are available. So together with the platform and the infrastructure, we were able to provide the unified experience through Zoho One. We worked on unification at multiple layers. We will have a look at each layer moving forward. So as I said, Zoho One is the unification of infrastructure and platforms and services. So let's have a look at the unified developer platform. So here we have close to 8 or 9 applications. Let's have a look at data prep. Data prep helps you enter raw, meaningless data and convert them into meaningful insights through no code. We have Canvas that helps you customize the look and feel of your applications. We have Zoho Flow that helps you build extensive workflows between Zoho applications and third-party applications. We have Creator that helps you build your own tailor-made applications for your business needs. We have Sigma that helps you create your own extension in Zoho Marketplace. We have PhoneBridge, and we also have Catalyst that helps you. PhoneBridge is the competitor to Twilio, and we have Catalyst that helps you build or deploy, complex solutions primarily for coders without the need for a server. So beyond the developer platform that we have created numerous third-party application integrations that is available with Zoho One right out of the box. You can check them out at marketplace.zoho.com to find all the solution. So do check them out. Now let's talk about unified services. So here we have artificial intelligence and business intelligence. Now, first, let's have a look at business intelligence. Business intelligence is something that helps you analyze your businesses and provide key information during decision making. For analytics, we have Zoho Analytics that helps you build your customized reports to different departments, dashboard across different departments. I will also show you about Zoho Click. Once we have worked on the unification process of the services, Zoho Click now seamlessly works across different departments. And we also have Zoho One out, which works as a single sign-in and also a multi-factor authentication tool. This is Zia, our built-in AI. Now you can ask Zia about a particular lead. You can ask Zia about a particular deal, or you can ask Zia about the sales cycle during a particular time period. Zia will help you get the right data. So this is the dashboard of Zoho Analytics that I was talking about. So it fetches the data across different departments from the perspective of a business owner. It helps you give a holistic view of your business at a glance. This is the Zoho Click interface that I'm showing about. Irrespective of the whichever Zoho One application that you're using, you can continue your conversation seamlessly. This has happened due to the unification of services. This is Zoho One out, which helps you log into 50 plus applications. And it also works as a multi-factor authentication tool. So do check that out. Now, let's have a look at the unified apps. We have apps spanning across 12 plus departments. We have covered major aspects of businesses where technology could, efficient the business processes. For example, let's say I have a company and I'm using Zoho sales applications and HR application, and I have a third-party tool for productivity and collaboration. So the integrations are too good. But if I give you an example, the difference between using an Apple ecosystem and having an Android ecosystem, the communication between the third-party application and Zoho application will not be as seamless as having a Zoho application all throughout. So I would request you to slowly move to Zoho, use Zoho One applications for all your business requirements, as we have all of them, to enjoy a seamless and robust user experience. Now, let us look at unified experience. During the year 2021, we released a unified user interface that came with predefined widgets that spans across different aspects of your business, which helps you give a bird's eye view of your daily operations. So from the perspective of a business owner, this helps you run your daily operations in a much more efficient manner. So we have brought in unified configuration as well. So the user setup that you're set up in across one app will be available across all app due to unified configuration. You can follow Zoho One on their LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and X. Going back to the product of the day, which is Zoho Contracts. I will quickly take a minute to talk about why we decided to build a contract management software. It has been 4 years, close to 4 years, since Zoho Contracts was launched, and I am a part of this product since the inception of this product. We at Zoho take our customer feedback seriously, and we have, as we all know, that Zoho has more than 100 million plus customers. Also, we deal with a lot of contracts ourselves. So these are the major pain points that our customers and we faced. These were long contract cycle times, high operational cost, missed revenue and renewal opportunities, poor compliance, unanticipated risk, lost contracts, inability to access the critical contract information. Apart from that, When we look at the global business landscape, we see the following factors: increasing complexities in the global supply chains, the business landscape becoming highly regulatory, and new laws coming up every now and then. The sales models becoming more diverse to gain a competitive advantage and also to accommodate more customers. The growing emphasis on risk mitigation post-pandemic and the global trend of consolidation through mergers and acquisition. All these factors entail lots of contracts and complex ones. So our vision was to build a contract management software that not only serves as a pain relief, because for most of you, for each one of you in your organization, contract is considered and contract management is considered as a pain, because contract management is an activity that does not directly contribute to the revenue. But if there is a mistake in any of the contracts, it contributes to a lot of risk. So we wanted our software to be a pain relief, to relieve all these pain. But if we see, contract has got a plethora of information. All this information and insights can be gathered for better business insights that can help accelerate revenue and growth. So we wanted our software to slowly evolve into a growth engine. To achieve this, we decided to address the 4 pillars of contract management. These are streamlining the entire contract lifecycle, mitigating business risk, improving governance, and promoting cross-functional collaboration. In this webinar, I will guide you through how Zoho Contracts addresses all these 4 pillars of contract management. When we talk about CLM, which is Contract Lifecycle Management, we need to talk about the contract lifecycle. So this is a typical contract lifecycle. So the contract lifecycle starts from authoring a contract. Then the contract needs to be approved within the various members of the organizational hierarchy. Then the contract needs to be negotiated with the counterparty, and then the contract is signed. Once the contract is signed, then the obligations within the contract need to be managed, and the contract itself might be subjected to amendments, renewals, extensions, or terminations. And then the contract manager would need to glean strategic insights from contract data so as to run the process smoothly. In this webinar, we will see how Zoho Contracts streamlines all this entire process. So let me take you to the product. When you log into contracts.zoho.com, this is what you see. This is the dashboard of Zoho Contracts, which gives you all the information in your organization with respect to contracts in a single place. This is the contracts module in Zoho Contracts, which stores all the contracts in a single place. So we have the search as well as the filter options with which you can get the critical contract info that you need. In Zoho Contracts, there are 2 ways to create a contract. You can either import a contract. This can be in the draft state, signed and active state, signed and not yet active state, or in the expired state. Or you can create a contract document from scratch. In order to create a contract document from scratch, you need to select the contract type. A contract type in Zoho Contracts is not just the contract template. It determines the primary attributes of the contract, like the intent of the contract and the workflows that are associated with the contract. Later in this webinar, I will show you how to create a contract type. Zoho Contracts comes with 14 industry standard predefined contract templates, but I'm selecting a contract template that I created from scratch. And I click on this contract type template and I click on continue. Once I click on continue, a contract creation form pops up. Here you fill in the basic details like the title of the contract, description, counterparty details, contract term, contract effective date, termination notice period, the contract is renewable or not, or the financial details associated with the contract. And then you click on save and continue. Once you click on save and continue, a contract document is automatically created in the contract in Zoho Contracts based on the contract template and the clauses in it. Here, Zoho Contracts is tightly integrated with Zoho Writer. So you have all the capabilities of an advanced word processor like Zoho Writer. So here we have the formatting options. We also have the clauses tab where we can add or remove the clauses that we do not need. We can insert images and tables. We can insert fields. Now we can also collaborate in real time with the collaborators. So the contract author or the contract owner needs to select the collaborator, assign permission to the collaborator, and share the contract document and collaborate in real time to draft the contract. Once the contract draft is complete, the contract author clicks on draft complete and the contract is ready to be sent for approval. Now, approval process happens in two ways in Zoho Contracts. There is a parallel approval workflow like the one that you see on the screen. There is also a sequential approval workflow where the approval request will be sent to the approvers based on the approver hierarchies. Here, the approval request will be sent to both the approvers simultaneously. So I submit the contract document for approval. So the activity tab will show when the contract document was sent for approval. Let us see how this contract document looks for one of the approvers, who is Anna. Now, Anna will be able to see the pending approvals in the dashboard or also in the activities tab. So here are the contracts that are pending approval. She clicks on the contract document. The contract document is getting loaded. She will be able to review this contract document, add contextual comments, assign permission to the comments, and then either approve or reject the contract document. Now, as you see that Anna has approved the contract document, so the activity tab changes automatically. Now, if both the approvers have approved the contract document, the activity tab will show when the approval request was sent and when it was viewed and when it was approved. So in this case, the contract document has been approved. Once the contract document is approved, it is ready to be sent for negotiation. Usually, negotiation happens over multiple emails back and forth. This process is eliminated in Zoho Contracts. Let us see how. So when I send this contract document for negotiator, I'll be able to add the negotiator and send the contract document for negotiation. Once the contract document is sent for negotiation, the negotiator will receive a password protected link and the link to the contract document in the email. So negotiator clicks on the contract document, copies the password, pastes the password. Password is not valid, so I request for a new password. Password has been sent. This is the actual document. Again, request for password. I copy the password, I paste the password. The counterparty primary contract receives a controlled version of Zoho Contracts. That is, not all the features of Zoho Contracts will be available, but the counterparty primary contract need not have a subscription of Zoho Contracts. We can request to add more reviewers, suggest changes, add comments, and also compare. If there are multiple cycles of negotiation, he will be able to compare the changes that were made in the previous cycle and finish the review. Also express their willingness to proceed for signature or not. Now, once the review is received, here is the review summary, the number of changes that were made, the willingness to proceed for signature, and so on. What if there are multiple cycles of negotiation? Then the contract owner will be able to see the review summary in each cycle and also the document that is associated with each cycle. Now that the contract document is negotiated, it is ready to be sent for signature. In Zoho Contracts, you can add the signers from the organization side. You can add the signers from the counterparty side. You can set a signing order. You can also add the other representatives who are basically witnesses and update and send the contract document for signature. Here you are taken to the Zoho Sign UI because Zoho Contracts is natively integrated with Zoho Sign. And if you have a Zoho Contracts subscription, you need not have a separate Zoho Sign subscription. But anyway, we all are Zoho One users. Here, as most of you must have already used Zoho Sign, so I'll make this quick. We can add the fields, that is dragging and dropping, and I'm just sending the contract document for signature. The representatives mentioned will receive an email and they can sign the contract document via the email. Now, once the contract document is signed, then in the agreement history tab, they will be able to see the signed contract document. They will also be able to see the legally valid certificate of completion from Zoho Sign. So this was how Zoho Contracts help streamline the contract lifecycle from authoring to approvals to negotiation to execution. Now, post execution of the contract, what if you want to make any changes to the contract? Then we have got a feature called as smart letter templates. For example, you just amend a couple of clauses in the entire contract, which contains more than 10 to 15 different clauses. Then the amendment letter will capture only the changes to those clauses. Here, the whereas clause shows the previous history of the contract, and the now therefore clause shows the clauses where the changes were made. So during the process of review, the reviewers need not review the entire contract. They just know the clauses where the changes were made, and then the contract document can be submitted for approval. So this is how Zoho Contracts helps address the first pillar of contract management, that is streamlining the contract lifecycle. Now let us see how Zoho Contracts helps mitigate risk. One of the main causes of business risk are unfulfilled obligations in a contract. In Zoho Contracts, we have a contextual obligations module where the admin will be able to add an obligation, select the category, assign the obligation owner, set the priority, and update. And now in the activities tab, here are the pending obligations. So when you click on an obligation, you see the contract that is associated with it. You will be able to change the status of this obligation here. And then this obligation will also be reflected in the report section, which I will get in a bit. Now let us see how Zoho Contracts helps improve governance. In Zoho Contracts, we have 40 plus industry standard reports covering all aspects of contract management. For example, here is the report of contracts by statuses. So the contract manager or the admin knows what are the completest contracts and what are the pending contracts. We also have the activity or the milestone reports. For example, the contracts pending approval. This lets the contract manager know what are the contracts that are pending approvals since so many days. Also, the contracts pending signing. We also have the performance report. For example, top contracts with long contract cycle times. So here the master services agreement is taking more time to complete, letting the contract manager know that he needs to expedite the process. We also have the clause versus number of contracts. For example, you see here that the confidentiality obligations clause is available in 28 contracts. So when an organization-wide policy change is made, then the contract manager exactly knows as to how many contracts have got that particular clause. We also have the obligations report, which shows the obligations that are pending, so which clearly helps to mitigate the risk. We also have the counterparty reports, like counterparty versus number of contracts. And we also have the user base reports, which shows the user activity as such. Sorry. All the configuration settings in Zoho Contracts is found in the admins module. So this is the users tab. When you click on a particular user, you see all the activities that are associated with that particular user. Now, activity is also tracked using logs. For example, this is the admin audit logs, which shows the top activities that were performed and all activities and the dates. We also have the user access logs. which shows the timestamps and the geolocation of the user access. We also have the download logs, which shows the data that were downloaded. This is the contract type. As I told you, contract type in Zoho Contracts is not just a contract template. It shows the intent of the contract and the approval workflows that are associated with that particular contract. In order to create a new contract type, you click on new contract type, you fill in the basic details like select the category, select the intent, select the party A, party B, approval workflow if needed, and click on next. In Zoho Contracts, you can either import a Word template as a template for the contract, or you can create it from scratch. Let us see how to create it from scratch. Click on save and continue. Now, this is the basic outline of a contract. You have the intro text, you have the insert clause, ending text, and attachments. So contract creation is the template creation is very easy. For example, if you want to insert a clause, you can either insert a new clause or you have a clause library. And we have a comprehensive clause library spanning across more than 400 clauses. So you just need to select a clause, and the clause is selected. I will select a few more clauses. You also have the option to add alternative clause. And these clauses get added. You insert them. So all the clauses are added. And then you just save and continue. So this is how a contract template is created in Zoho Contracts. We also have data protection settings. For example, if the counterparty requests to anonymize the data, the fields such as email, job title, or phone number can be anonymized. We also have a counterparty module, which gives the details of all the counterparties. You click on a counterparty, and here also you have the option of to stop processing the counterparty data. So this is how Zoho Contracts improves governance with granular activity tracking to improve auditability and 40 plus industry standard reports to gain insights from your contract data that you can use for your business. Now let us see how Zoho Contracts improves cross-functional collaboration. What we observed was the sales team, when they want to close a deal, then inherently they need to sign a contract. So we came up with an integration with Zoho CRM, and the 2.0 version of the Zoho CRM integration was just launched a couple of weeks ago, and we now seamlessly integrate with Zoho CRM. So you need to install the Zoho Contracts plugin. You go to Marketplace, and then you scroll down to Zoho Contracts. You go to the settings. This is the Zoho Contracts settings. You can install the plugin in the accounts module, contacts module, deals, vendor modules, or the custom modules. And you basically map the fields, which includes the details in Zoho CRM to the corresponding details in Zoho Contracts. Post that, we can also map the fields in the contract template itself. Once that is done, then you go to the module where you have installed the plugin. For example, if you go to the deals module and you select a particular contract, then you see the request contract button. The sales rep needs to just click on this button, fill in a few fields, select the contract type. Okay, let's take a non-disclosure agreement. Contract term as indefinite, and on execution, termination notice period not needed. And once the sales rep clicks on send, a contract document is automatically getting created in Zoho Contracts. So the sales rep can initiate the contract in Zoho CRM itself. The sales rep need not go to Zoho Contracts. Once a contract document is created, the sales rep can view the contract in Zoho Contracts, download it as a draft, or email it as an attachment. The sales rep can not only initiate the contracts, they can manage the contracts in Zoho CRM as well. For example, if the contract document is approved, the sales rep can request the contract document to be sent for negotiation. If the contract document is negotiated, the sales rep can request the contract document to be sent for signature from within Zoho CRM itself. And if the contract document is active, the sales rep can amend the contract from Zoho CRM itself. This was with the integration with Zoho CRM. We also have an integration with ChatGPT, which is our AI assistant right now. We have certain predefined fields like discover obligations. So click on submit. The AI assistant discovers the obligations in the contract document. Similarly, there are prompts for suggesting missing clauses, summarizing in non-legalese, highlighting the potential risk, highlighting the meta details, summarizing the key milestone, and asking a specific question. So contract creation and managing has become much more easier with the help of AI. So this was the product overview of Zoho Contracts. I hope you were able to follow. And as contracts are an essential part of every business, and every business deal with a lot of contracts, I would request you to try out Zoho Contracts. Thank you so much, everyone, and over to Sharon.